He rammed into a young university student outside a library, leaving her blind and paralyzed. And when he appealed to have his sentence shortened, the judge humiliated him in front of everyone.
Accordingly, life sentences are the only appropriate sentences in this case.
Kendrick Morris's crime against the young woman had been repugnant, and the whole of society wanted to see him disappear.
I want to say that it's a victory, but it seems wrong to say that.
Morris was 16 years old when he attacked Queena outside a library in Bloomingdale.
There was blood on the floor, and the driver's side door was open, and then her phone was like in two, underneath the car.
The evidence of the horrific moment was so graphic that not even the judge could contain himself.
She was unresponsive. Having suffered major injuries.
This monster had destroyed the life of a young woman with a bright future, and now he was going to pay for it with his own.
The brutal rape 9 years ago, leaving Queena blind, paralyzed, and unable to speak or swallow.
The night of the horrific attack seemed normal. However, Queena sensed that something might happen. She didn't feel safe in that library.
She had mentioned on the phone that there was a weird-looking guy sitting on a bench.
From that moment on, everything changed in the victim's life.
And then I heard the scream, and the phone just went dead.
The university student had just gone to drop off some books at the local library when she met the man who committed the worst atrocities. Not content with the abuse, he decided to beat her brutally, leaving her with scars that will stay with her for the rest of her life.
Start walking, okay? Move that right foot. Right leg. There you go. Come on, Queena.
The only thing that helped Kendrick Morris at the time was that since he was a minor, his sentence wouldn't be as severe. Even though Queena wasn't the first person to be affected by the attacks of this horrific monster.
Police say this is Morris caught on surveillance video inside the daycare center, leaving after sexually assaulting a woman in June of 2007.
The crimes were committed just over a year apart, but it took more than 3 years for the sentence to be handed down. The DNA evidence was very clear and left no doubt. Morris had been the callous perpetrator of the heinous attacks.
We, the jury, find as follows as to count 3 of the charge. The defendant is guilty of sexual battery.
The judge had decided that a sentence of 65 years was sufficient. However, almost a decade after the first sentence, the culprit of the horrific crimes decided to appeal to reduce the punishment and save himself from life in prison. However, in court, the outcome would be totally different.
Accordingly, life sentences are the only appropriate sentences in this case.
The sentence won't help Queena to rehabilitate herself, nor forget what happened on that tragic night in 2008. However, somehow, even the family sees this as a modicum of justice for all that the young woman suffered.
Always difficult to relive that day, and but it's just a reminder of how horrific the crime was.
All that remains is to think that Queena is in good company with those close to her, and that the monster that destroyed her life will spend his life locked up in a cell.